welcome to another video. I've just been to the shop and got all my shopping, as you'll have seen, for the week. It's my weekly food shop, and so I'm going to put this all away and we're going to have a reset day today. And I used to do these all the time, like once a month, the beginning of every month, and I think I'm going to start doing the same. It's not to say like this is me reset for the rest of the month, it's just literally a video doing all the things I need to do to reset myself so that I have a good week, a good month, and hopefully inspire you to do the same. I just sometimes think we need that little boost of motivation, and today I just did not wake up feeling great today. I felt really sluggish, really tired for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm coming down with another bug, yet another bug. Oh my goodness, when does it end? So I've just taken it steady and then been to the shop. I've got a child-free day today, so I'm going to make the most of it, get some meal prep done. I've done my shopping. I want to just kind of reset and tidy the house and reset my life and my own goals and priorities as well. So that is kind of what today's video is going to be. But I've got up, I've got dressed, I put makeup on, I've made myself feel nice, and I think that makes a big difference. So if you're laid on the sofa now not feeling great, then trust me when I say get out of your bed, get out of your blankets, whatever, get a shower, put some makeup on if you wear makeup, do your hair, and just crack on with the day. I sometimes think that is the best to do. I do like talking about slow living a lot on this channel, but I do sometimes think I just need a bit of a kick up the bum to get going. I know I do. So I'm going to put this away and then we're just going to quickly tidy up the kitchen. It's not too bad. There's just some bits to put away from yesterday and then this morning's breakfast mess to deal with. I sometimes do that in the morning, but I was just like, I was not feeling it this morning, so I've got it to do now. So let's put this away. This is what our fridge is looking like today, and I have restocked our life. Unfortunately they didn't have any chicken in Tesco today, so I do need to put some more of that up at some point during the week. But yeah, we've still got quite a bit left of bits and bobs, but we kind of started running out of staples like milk and green veg, and then yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when I've put it all away, and I am looking forward to it. I love a restocked fridge. It makes such a difference to our week. And I got this as well at Christmas. So I need to figure out what to make with this because it was the wrong one. I needed the puff pastry and I ended up getting short crust pastry. I don't know what that is that they've made there, but it looks delicious. So maybe we can make something with this soon, depending on the date, 16th of Jan. I think I've still got a little while. I don't even know what day it is today. Never mind anything else. All restocked and ready to go. I do shuffle this around a bit during the week and it definitely turns to chaos as we go, although to be fair it does look like chaos right now. We do have a bit of organisation though. Got my fruit and veg in the bottom, then extra milk. We get through so much milk now, especially like blue milk. And then I'm swapping over to these bagels. I'll talk about that in a little bit actually. I'll go through like my meal plan. Then we just got open fruit there. Get these little melon and pineapple bits for Charlie because I just find it easier than trying to figure out when an entire melon is going to be ripe. And that way he gets to try like a variety of fruit and veg. I got some halloumi this week because I really fancied making like homemade Nando's and having sort of like a Nando's salad. Some cottage cheese for him to try. I thought it was really good for like protein and maybe for me as well. And then we've got more yogurt there at the back. And then up here, we've just got all the usual bits and bobs. You know what I am a sucker for? A pickle lily and ham sandwich. If you've never tried it, give it a try. My nanan loves it so much and she got me onto it and I can't stop eating them. They're so delicious. Then we've got Philadelphia and some cheese and some extra eggs up at the top there. I'm going to try and make an effort to eat more eggs going forward. And then I've got an ocean of berries because again, I'm just really trying to be healthier and make better choices. So that's the fridge all done. Now I've just got to tidy the house. Do you ever get the feeling it's just going to be one of those days? I think we're having one of those days today where I just need to have a rest in between everything I do. I think it's really easy to film one of these videos. I'll watch these kinds of videos and think people just like go for it and they don't sit down for like an entire day, and in reality some people may do that, but it's not for me. So I'm going to be drinking coffee and as much liquid as I can in between each little bit that I do. And I think pacing yourself is incredibly important, especially if you're not having a high energy kind of day, which I definitely am not. I want to do sort of like a new series, which I've done so many times on this channel, I know, but I really want to be the healthiest version of myself this year. So that is what I'm working towards, which you'll I'm hoping you'll see that come across naturally in all my future videos, because I'm just trying to make healthy swaps and healthy changes. So I've got my shopping list here, and I'll just talk you through kind of what I bought, and if you're on a health journey as well, maybe it can inspire you. One of the things I've done this week is I have chosen a breakfast and a lunch idea, and then I'm going to kind of switch them around some days, because I don't know about you, but some days I wake up and I just really want something savoury, and other days I want something sweet. So I've got avocado bagels with maybe an egg on top for like my lunch idea, and then a protein, yogurt and berry bowl for my breakfast idea. So I'm going to probably switch those over every now and then. But I have got the worst decision fatigue in my entire life at the moment. I'm struggling to make decisions. So I thought, let's just make 2 meals of the day so easy and so convenient, and let's just do the same thing every single day and see how we go. So that is this week's plan. Because our dinners they change a lot, and I do like to have things different and tasty and swap it up a little bit then. So at least that takes some of the decision fatigue out of it. So if you're struggling too with decision fatigue, then hopefully that can inspire you to think about what you're going to do. So I'll show you my list in a minute, but on here I've written down I'm going to drink 2 litres a day, 2 litres of water a day should I say. And at 9:30 every single night I am turning off that TV no matter what I am doing, and I'm going to aim to be in bed for 10 o'clock every night. So far so good this week. I've been doing so much better with this and getting to sleep early, because I just feel incredibly tired at the moment. And like I say, I've had this the last few months where I get really tired and then boom, I end up coming down with something, and I feel like I'm in one of those ruts again. So I just want to get as much rest in as I possibly can to hopefully fight off whatever it is that I feel I'm coming down with this time. I'll be so glad when winter is over with this year. It's been relentless. So let's show you what I've got on my list anyway. So I like to set out my meals like this so I can see clearly what I'm doing, and as I say, I've just written down my 2 choices for the week, and then I've just been like, yeah, that's what we're having every single day. Obviously if one day I feel like I want to make something else, then I definitely will, but I just wanted to make sure I had enough of what I needed to just keep it simple. And then we've got different meals each night, and then you'll see these 2 spaces are blank. Usually it's a repeat meal or something that's frozen, something that's easy. It could be something as simple as some air fried chicken and some rice, or maybe we're going to have some chips, or maybe we're going to have a takeaway, who knows. But I like to keep a little bit of fluidity in my weeks. And then I've written down my snack ideas. We got a new coffee machine lately, so I've been loving having a latte or a cappuccino. And then I've swapped back to my dark chocolate after all the Christmas chocolate has gone now, which I love and enjoyed, but I'm very glad to be back to my normal routine. And then I've got fruit tea and protein water or protein powder as well. And then I've written my shopping list, and obviously I've been and done that now. So there's some inspiration if you needed it. I just think if you're struggling with food, just keep it really simple, strip it right back to basics. You can't go wrong. Is this not the cutest thing you've ever seen? This is Rory's new favourite spot. He's getting so much better at being downstairs now, and I think he's finally, feeling like this is home, but he loves to be warm. So when this radiator's on, this is his new favourite spot. So he can just sit here and get a nice warm cozy bum, and he usually just lays across this whole thing, and it's so sweet. Bless you. If you're wondering why Bushy is on the countertop, life with a 1-year-old, he's decided that dirt is delicious. Anyway, he's not here today, so I can take him down. We can go back to where he lives because he's not a vibe up here. I feel like I'm in like the tropics or something, having a palm tree in my room. No, he's not a palm tree, but you get what I'm trying to say. So one of the things I've come to notice about days where you're having a bad day, an off day, is those days can feel eternal. It feels like every day is a bad day and you never have a good day. But when we're having a good day, how easy is it to take that for granted and to not realise how good we've got it that day? And then the bad day comes along and you're back to thinking every day is a bad day. I don't know if it's just me or if you can relate to that, but that is something that I've felt a lot lately, is just this feeling of like, oh, will I ever feel good again? And I feel good so much in a day. You know, even if I categorise a day as a bad day, there are so many little glimmers and so much good that happens in those days. And I think what we focus on really, really makes an impact on our lives and how we feel about our lives and our outlook on the world as well. So as I said earlier on, I've got dressed this day and I just wanted to feel good. I wanted to feel confident, I wanted to feel feminine, I wanted to feel pretty, and this dress is all of those things to me. And I know it's probably not everyone's cup of tea, but it's just made me so happy. I've struggled for a long time with my wardrobe and knowing what to wear to make me feel good, and I'm starting to realise that I feel good in dresses. I feel good in certain colours, and certain colours don't make me feel like myself. And I think that's something good to recognise about ourselves is, you know, what we put on, what we wear. I feel like it gives a message out to the world and it sets our intention for the day. There are days when I just want to be at home. I want to have a cosy day at home with my little boy, or I am just having a chilled out little afternoon or hour to myself, you know, and they're the days that I go towards my leggings and my big comfy jumpers, and it serves me well. I just want comfort and there is nothing wrong with that. But there are days like today where I just want to pick myself up and I want to get out there, I want to be ticking things off my to-do list, and I just want to feel calm and centered. And I've come to notice that what I wear makes a huge difference on my mindset. So yeah, I'm trying going forward to find clothes that make me feel good, and I struggle with this. I don't know if any of you can relate, but when I go into shops I can't find anything that I like. They aren't the colours that I like, they're not the style that I like, not the fit that I like, and it really starts to get me down because I am craving so much having really beautiful things to wear and I just can't find what I want. And I've been struggling with this for a while, but I am very much a visual person. I really struggle with buying things online. I find it so difficult to imagine, and especially for my body type, it's really hard to know how certain things are going to look, how they're going to fit, and so it can be hard to separate with my money. But I took the chance the other day and I had a little look on Vinted. I didn't use Vinted for the longest time because I was just scared of buying online, you know, didn't really know how the return policy works. Still don't, if I'm honest. I've been lucky so far, but I just put some things in my little basket and I just thought, let's just give it a go. What do I have to lose? And you know what? I am so pleased. I am so pleased that I bought these dresses. I've got this one and another one, and I think I've got some more that I've got saved. But it's such a lovely place to go because you can just search for what you want. This is in no way an ad for Vinted or anything like that. You know, it goes for everything, online shopping wise. But just take the time to look for things that make you feel good. Don't settle for things that don't. And I'm so glad that I've done this. And it's made a big difference to my wardrobe. And I'm just really looking forward to this year actually focusing on myself and making myself feel confident and feel good, feel grounded in myself and my energy as well. And one of the things, like I've just shared here, is having beautiful things in my home. So I've also bought a few new home decor pieces lately. Nothing needs to cost the earth. It can be something as simple as a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And I didn't want to spend a fortune this week on flowers, so I've just got, I think they're called carnations, but they are so pretty. They are one of the most simple flowers you can buy, but once they start to bloom, they just look amazing, and I can't wait to get out into the garden in the next few months and start planting all of our little plants and bulbs and just seeing all of them flourish as the year goes by and the years go by. I am so excited for flowers. I feel like I really want to get into gardening, and there are so many hobbies that I really want to get into in this coming year, and that's kind of me going into my goals, I suppose, and what I'm setting myself as intentions for the year coming forward. But one of the things I want to do is just try to be more creative, to not spend my downtime watching too much TV that drains my soul. I tend to go towards crime dramas, and I don't know why, but they just they get me, and then I spend ages watching these on an evening and it just doesn't serve me very well. Instead, I'd love to focus my time and energy onto learning embroidery or just something really simple and peaceful. So yeah, I feel like maybe getting into gardening again with this new garden will be one of my other hobbies. It's something that Dom, my husband, he loves as well, and he's got really into gardening the last few years, so it's a nice hobby to be able to share together. But for now, my biggest hobby is just trying to make my home a beautiful place, and one of the things that I do to do that is make my bed, and you can see me here struggling to make my bed. I'm 5'3" and this is a super king bed. It's an ordeal, to say the least. But I think when you're trying to reset your life, reset your home, reset your mindset, having a freshly made bed is the best way forward. We got into bed this night and I said to Dom, I feel like it's just like, oh, it just feels like a hug when you've got fresh bedding on. There is something about it that just hits differently. It feels so comforting and lovely. And I think a big part of that is that you've taken time to look after yourself and to do something that is going to benefit you physically, and in that sense it also benefits you emotionally as well. So one of my biggest goals for the next year is to lose some weight. I feel like I've gone around in a circle for the last few years, and I'm sure I will do sort of more of a dedicated video about this in the future. But you know what, I just don't feel like myself at the moment. I look in the mirror and I think, who are you? Not to say there is anything wrong with what I look like at the moment. I look fine. I just don't feel like myself, and I think sometimes with being a shorter person, having that extra weight there, it makes a massive impact on everything in my life. It makes my energy levels go lower, it makes my muscle aches and pains get higher, and I don't want to live my life like this anymore. And so I feel like I've finally hit rock bottom this last few months and it's time to make a big change. So yeah, I feel like it's been a bit of a slow burn for me, and I didn't really want to go into January, you know, being like, yeah, new year, new me. But this year, honestly, that is the energy I'm bringing to the table. I'm fed up and I want change. So if you want change too, then I'm here for you. We can do this together. We're just going to take it slow. There is going to be no extreme changes happening here. It's just going to be me trying to live my life in the best way that I can. And that is going to be having some determination, finding the motivation, and trying to find that discipline that I know I've got in there somewhere. It's so very different for me now though, looking back, you know, when I can compare myself to past versions of myself. I've never been the version that I am now. I've never been someone with a toddler before, you know, I've never been someone with a house this big before. I've never been someone that's been through all of the things I've been through in my life at this point, and I think that that all takes its toll on us and how we cope in life. So I'm just trying to go gently, and that is my other goal for this year, is to just be more gentle to myself and to live a much softer, much gentler life. I feel like for years I've talked about slow living, and slow living is amazing, it's wonderful and it serves us so well. But something that I'm focusing on now is just living a softer life, and by that I mean a life where you're just taking it steady. You're not in a massive rush, but you're also not going really slow. You're just being gentle with yourself, you know, you're just taking your time and you're doing things that serve you and trying to remove the things that don't.
So with my wellness journey, I've set myself a few goals, and I feel like I've just got goals on goals on goals here, haven't I? But one of them is to start to eat well, and by that I mean just eat things that I love. And so you'll have seen from my meal plan, I've chosen a few things that I have been really enjoying lately, and I'm just trying to make my life more simple by putting those on repeat and trying to take the stress out of food and to quieten that food noise that I have. Trying to drink more water, trying to get in maybe 8 to 10k steps a day, and then just going to bed early, trying to set that alarm for 9:30 and actually going to bed at 10 o'clock so that I can get a good amount of sleep. And then no matter what happens with my son in the night, I know that I've given myself the opportunity to sleep well, and that is important. And then, like I say, it's just dressing myself in a way that makes me feel confident, makes me feel good, and makes me want to continue to look after my body so that I can continue to feel better and better in myself and in my life, and improve my energy levels and my brain fog as well. This baby brain, it needs to go now. It's too late. I can't keep blaming. Here I am again, just stumbling over my words. I can't keep blaming baby brain for the rest of my life, can I? So it's time for change.
Next up, I'm just going to do a little bit of meal prep, not really for us, more for our little boy. I find that having things in the freezer that are homemade makes it quick and easy. I'm not always on it though, so sometimes I do rely more on the easy food that you can get for children or babies. But we don't eat too much of that ourselves, so I don't really want him eating too much either. A lot of the time he is pretty much what we're having, but there are occasions like tonight where we're having something that's too spicy, or I just feel it's too salty or just not suitable for him. So yeah, I am making these pinwheels. I've shared about them on Instagram. You know, it's not my recipe or anything like that, but hopefully it's some inspiration for any of you out there, and they also would make a really delicious lunch or snack for an adult human as well. So yeah, basically all you need is puff pastry. You need some passata, some cream cheese, and then whatever vegetables you like. I just fit as many vegetables as I can possibly fit onto here. Roll them up, throw them in the oven, and you are good to go. I've also found a recipe for, I think they were called beanie omelettes, so I might try and make those as well and see what he thinks to them. So that's the plan for this afternoon. I feel like I've got so much done today. Had a bit of a tidy up, not really like a clean, just a surface level spruce up of the house. I feel like it's so needed, and the house feels so light, so lovely, so sunny. I can't wait for summer in this house. It's gonna be beautiful. But yeah, I feel like this is me getting ahead for the month or even just the week. You know, just having some food in the freezer ready to go, getting our tea prepped as well for this evening so that that's all good, and we are good to go, and we are on to a winner. He can come home and I'm not trying to do too many things all at once, because I think as a mum, that's one of the things I find most exhausting sometimes, is trying to do one thing and you have your focus split across so many other things, and I think it takes longer to do one thing then, and I just find that mentally draining. So the more I can prep and do when I've got time to myself, the better. But I know not everyone has that luxury, and I don't always want to do it in a nap, you know, because I just need to rest sometimes in those naps. Anyway, I'm blabbering on, aren't I? Let's crack on.
So to make these puff pastry pinwheels, all you have to do is just get whatever vegetables you want, grate them all up, chop them all up into whatever size, shapes you like. I just tend to do things diced. I think that it's a lot easier for him to eat, and it just means that there is less to be pulled out and thrown on the floor basically, and more chance of it going into his mouth. So I'm using carrots, broccoli, peppers, onions, mostly because they're just things that we have all the time, and I don't have to, you know, try and remember to use anything and it go bad in the process. So yeah, just chopping everything up finely. One thing I will say, having done this recipe a few times now, is don't get your puff pastry out too soon. Wait until you're just about to use it, otherwise it starts to go soft and it's really hard to handle. So I did just pop mine back in the fridge whilst I was chopping all the veg, which has helped so much, and it's just much easier to use. And then I'm just putting cream cheese and tomato paste on, but literally you can use whatever you like. You can even do a sweet version of this. I've seen people do this before, you know, they've used cream cheese and then they've smashed raspberries in there and put blueberries in, rolled them up, and they just look amazing. But for us, I do love savoury things, so I tend to make them like this. Just literally spread your topping out all over the whole thing, and then you're just going to roll it up as tight as you can, which is the tricky part. But oh, don't forget as well, put some cheese on. The cheese is like glue, so it's going to help to stick everything together, and it just means that once they're cooked, they're not just going to kind of unravel. It works really well, and also it's more delicious as well, and adds a little bit of extra nutrients too. I was really impressed with my roll this day. Usually it doesn't go this well, so I feel like a bit of an imposter here, but maybe I'm just becoming a pro. I've made these so many times, I don't know. But slow and steady, just do them as gently as you can, and it turns into this massive roll in the end. And then I just chop it in half, and then in half again, and then in half again, as you'll see, and it makes a nice amount. I feel like if they're any bigger or any smaller, they're just not an ideal size, whereas these just turn into the perfect size to hold. And I tend to kind of break it in half when I give him one, which works really well for us. Once they're all ready, I just did a little bit of an egg brush, so just literally an egg whisked together, and then just paint that on top with this little brush. You can also use milk if you have an egg allergy in the family. Then you're going to put them in the oven. I think it's on 200, but it might be 220 for a non-fan assisted oven, for 15 minutes. I do 12 minutes, and then I add on the extra to make the 15, just because I don't want them to burn, but I also don't want them to be undercooked either. Then I moved on to these beanie omelette things, and I would make them again. I got too excited here and I poured the entire tin of beans into the jug. It should have been half a tin, and they were still nice even with a full tin, but I imagine with half a tin the ratio of egg to beans would have been better. So I will definitely make these again, but I did try them and so did he, and we both enjoyed them, so these would be a great lunch option, definitely. I feel like these, along with, you know, just some potatoes or some little toast triangles or something, that would just be a really simple, easy lunch idea. I always try to steam some extra veggies. I got this steaming basket lately and it's been a life-changing thing. It literally takes 8 minutes to steam broccoli and maybe like 10 minutes to steam carrots, so it really doesn't take very much time. So I just do extra and then I can keep them in the fridge and then give them him, you know, whenever, or I can snack on these vegetables as well myself. And I'm just finishing off with a ceremonial cup of tea to say well done to myself, to sit down and have a little bit of time to myself before everybody came home. But it was such a great feeling knowing that everything was done and I could just sit down and relax, and I just feel like my whole week and my whole month is just going to go so much better now. I think I'm going to leave today's video here for now. I feel like this is a good place to break off. Tea is ready, it's about to be home. Those pinwheels smell insane. I feel like I'm going to have to stop myself from eating them all myself. I definitely recommend making those though. Yeah, I feel like the house feels much better. I feel much better. I feel like I just have so much more clarity and peace of mind. And I think as a mum, sometimes we just need a bit of a break, whether that's a full day like I've had the joy of having today, or just a few hours to yourself. And sometimes that looks like sitting on the sofa and watching Netflix and doing nothing else, or taking a long hot bath or a long hot shower. But for me, sometimes it's just pushing through that sluggish, horrible feeling and getting my home looking nice, because this is one of the things that has a massive impact on me mentally, is my house and how it feels to live in a cluttered house or a messy house or a house I don't feel proud of. It really impacts me mentally. So
having spent the day doing that, it's given me energy. And I think that that's the important thing, is knowing what gives you energy and what drains your energy. So if you're like me and having a clean, beautiful space, an organised fridge, all your meals prepped for the week or, you know, planned for the week, if that's going to make you feel good, then get off that sofa and get on with it, because there is no better feeling at the end of the day having a fresh clean house and feeling like you've really reset yourself and you've set yourself up to win. That's what we're doing this year, okay? I'm going to do more videos in the future, hopefully motivating you and inspiring you and myself to keep going on this wellness journey. But I think it goes into all aspects of life, you know. I think it's a really holistic approach that I'm trying to take. It's not just for me about losing weight, it's about it trickling to every single area of my life, and these resets are going to be a huge part of that. So definitely stay tuned if you want to watch more resets from me. I've got loads on this channel, so I'll link them all down below, but that's going to be it. Thank you so much for being here, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all in my next video.